friends, and welcome back for another ukulele song. This week we are working on Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. This is an old hymn, so if you attend church you might find it in your hymnal. We're going to be playing it in the key of G. Now for me it's a little high. I sing alto and I prefer a little bit lower of notes. So if you have a lower singing voice you might also find this one to be a little bit high. Don't worry, we will get through it together. So let's get started by taking a look at our chord sheet. Here is our chord sheet for Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. I may have given this to you in a rehearsal, or if you need it, you can head over to the church's website and download the PDF from the ukulele page. So Leaning on the Everlasting Arms is going to be a nice easy read. We're just going to start at the top at the intro and read all the way down the first page, then head over to the second page, and then guess what? Read down the second page. You'll find at the bottom of the first page are the chords that we need to play the song. And we have one strumming pattern that we're going to do consistently throughout the song, and you'll find that on the bottom of the second page. As I mentioned, you can find the chords that you need for this song on the bottom of the first page. You should be familiar with all of them. However, we will review them just in case because we do have two forms of our D chord coming up. Our D chord is probably the hardest chord that we play, and most people that have either spoken to me about ukulele or have ever messaged me have the biggest complaints about the D chord. And I don't blame you. It's hard to get all your fingers in that little tiny place. So just to remind you, D is your pointer, your middle, and your ring finger. They're all lined up in the second fret, starting with the string closest to your face. So you've got here, here, and here. I tend to smush my fingers in behind each other, like my fingernail is on the fleshy part of my other finger. And that way I can get them all in and down. Now I'm a piano player by nature, so I have my fingers very curved. If you're playing really flat fingered, you won't be able to do it. So you might want to think about curling up, doing a little bit more of a claw hand to get those down, and play more on the tips of your fingers than on the fleshy part. This is not traditionally necessarily how you play like a guitar, but for the size of the frets here, it might be a little bit easier for you to do that. Now we also have a D7 chord that's going to make an appearance here. I recommend that you're going to use your pointer and your middle finger. Because you're going to be coming from your G chord to do this, these are the two fingers you need for that. So we're going to still be with our pointer finger on the second fret, string closest to your face, skip a string, and then put your middle finger down on the second fret. That's your D7. It's been a little while since we've used that one, but it has a nice fun tone. And it's definitely going to be a moment in the song where you're like, oh, I see why it's there. Now, it's going to be a little bit confusing jumping between the two. Do know that either way, it's fine. If you play a D7 the entire time or you play a D the entire time, no one will truly notice. Now, in the song, we will jump frequently from G to D7. And just to remind you, here's G. It's your triangle with the point pointing down. To find your D7, just pick up that ring finger and move everyone up one string. That's your D7. So then when you need to hop back, you just bring them back down and then place your ring finger down on the fret. When you're going to D, you're going to have to try a little bit harder. You have to pick up that ring finger and then slide everyone over and sneak that ring finger in there. That move is a little bit harder. So if you're having problems with it, just practice it. You don't even need to be strumming. You can just go back and forth between them while watching TV. Nobody will know. So those are the chords that you need for Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. Sometimes in our songs I'll have you change strumming patterns, but because the chords move at such weird paces, we're going to continue with just one strumming pattern the entire time. Now if you're looking at this and it's above your pay grade and you just can't figure it out, just downstrum everything. No one's going to notice. So we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, up. So if you're following the arrows, it's down, down, up, down, down, up. Often we think of this like skipping because when you skip, your legs aren't moving necessarily in a steady pattern. It's got a long one, then a short one. We call this a swing pattern sometimes in music because it's just easier to write it as eighths and then swing it to your pleasure. So I'm going to pick a C chord. This is what the rhythm sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So that's going to continue the entire time. Every once in a while, there is a D that sneaks in on a weird beat. And that's okay. If you can't get the down up and you just need to do a down, don't worry about it. All downs will get you started. If you get better at it and then you can sneak the rhythm in, go ahead and do it that way. Now it's time for us to play the entire song. So just a couple notes to think of. All of the chord progressions are the same for the verses. So it's always the same chords in the same order. All of the choruses are the exact same chord progressions, except the last one. The last one we added what's called a tag, and we just repeated the last line one more time. And remember, your strumming pattern is the same throughout the entire song. So let's go ahead and play through our song. All right, friends, let's try it from the top. And 1, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4. C, 2, 3, 4. G, 2, 3, 4, 5. What a fellowship, what a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. What a blessedness, what a peace is mine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how sweet to walk in this pilgrim way, leaning on the everlasting arms. Oh, how bright the path grows from day to day, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. What have I to dread? What have I to fear? Leaning on the everlasting arms. I have blessed peace with my Lord so dear, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms. Leaning, leaning, leaning on the everlasting arms. Leaning on the everlasting arms. Well, friends, that was our entire song. I hope that it went well for you. Remember, you can always go back in the video and check on any of the chords or the strums that you need. And if you have any questions, you know how to find me. So, happy practicing, and I'll see you again real soon.